Okay, welcome back to the Witcher Math channel. Guess we don't need a pencil sharpener right now. I like to work in ink in different colors. So this is the follow-up to the lesson video. If you missed that, please maybe catch that in case I talk about something here and it goes too fast and you don't quite understand. We're talking two-step discount markup problems, and there's 4 combinations of that, which here's the sheet from the previous video which got us started. We can do a discount and another discount. We can start with a discount and then do a markup. We can start with a markup and then discount after that, and we can do 2 markups in a row. So we have 4 possible combinations of two-step problems here. So I've color-coded them red, green, purple, black. I would like you to go ahead and pause the video, maybe take a screenshot of the problems, do the work yourself, and then play the video from there, and let's compare how we did. All right, go ahead and pause. Okay, I gave that 6 seconds on my running clock here. Now we're back at it. So, our first practice problem, we have an original of 120. A discount is 25%, which means what's left is 75%. So we'll still have 75% left out of the 120 after we take away a 25% discount, which means from a math standpoint, we get out the calculator and we just take 75% of 120, which gets us to 90. In the previous video, we called this answer, which is not the ultimate answer to the problem, we called this the second original. So whatever the discount or markup is in step 2 will always be applied to this second original here. Okay, let me see if I can get some focus. I don't know if that's better or worse, but there, we gave it a shot. So if I'm taking 10% off, what's going to be left? 90% will still be there. So I'm going to take 90% of 90, which leaves me with a final answer. This is the final answer. I got all the technical talk here. So the final answer is 81. So we had a 2-stage discount. First discount applied to the original gave us a second original from which we discounted the second discount. A common mistake people make is they add these up and just go, oh, 35% off of 120. And if you do that, you will not get the correct answer. We have to take each step at a time. Just like when you're walking. Okay, so using the same idea of what's left to multiply by the number that adds up to 100%. If I'm going to take a discount of 20%, that means 80% is still there. So I take 80% of 75, and a calculator is fine here. I'm just going kind of fast to demonstrate. Basically reinforce the idea that on a 2-stage discount or markup, you always do it in those 2 steps. You take the first discount or markup from the original. In this case, we get the discount takes it down to 60, and then we're going to mark it up 50% of the 60, not of the 75. So 50% is left. I like the 50% ones. So if I'm going to take, if I'm going to mark it up by 50, I'm going to multiply by itself and 50%, which means I end up at 90 here. Okay. let's check my work from that first one. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So I ended up at 90 here for the final. Let's just call it the final. I struggled with the language of that on the first one. And 60 in this case, that's our second original. So we've got our original, our step one answer, and our final answer. Original, step one answer, final answer. Let's keep looking for those three things as we continue down through these two-step problems. Now we're going purple, starting with 20, mark up by 50%, mark down by 50%. Do you think that's going to get us back to 20? Let's find out. Marking up means I multiply by itself and another 50%, which is $10, or 10. I keep saying money. There we go, 30. Then I'm going to discount, which means I'll take 50% of 30 is still left, and that takes me down to 15. So when I mark up the 20, half of 20 is 10, and I get up to 30. But when I mark down the 30 by half, that's 15. And so I subtract that and end up at 15. I do not end up back at where I started just because the markup and discount are the same percent, because they are the same percent of two different numbers. We've got the original, we've got the first step answer, and the final answer. Just so we're thorough here, this is our step one answer, our second original, and here's our final. Isn't that fun how as the numbers change but the percentages stay the same, the answers aren't maybe what you might predict. Okay, let's go for this fourth one. Got an original of 50. I want to mark up, which means multiply by the original 50 and an extra 30%. I don't need the zero at the end there. I can just say 1.3, which will get me to 65. And so that's our second original, our first step answer. But now we have our second. You can think of this as an A and a B maybe on all of these. Second step is starting at that 65. I'm going to mark it up again. So that means multiply it by itself. That 1 represents the whole thing. It represents 65. And the decimal point, if you say the word and there, you realize it's an addition problem. And 20% of that, which is the same as saying 65, that's the original, and 20% of 65. Since we have the room and the time, I'm going to go ahead and break this one down for you so you understand this kind of thinking. The 20% is that. So we end up with 65 and 13. And a final answer of 78. 1 and 20%. 65 plus 20% of 65. It's just an addition problem as it turns out. Let's highlight our steps. We started here with an original of 50. We did 2 consecutive markups, which means we're multiplying by itself plus a percent. In this case, we got to 65. That's our second original. That's our step 2 of the problem. I broke this down of why this works, and we ended up with a final answer of 78. Man, I thank you for tuning in. I hope this made sense. If at any point this was kind of weird, you can get a slower version of this instruction. This was meant to be a practice video for you after watching the lesson video. But either way, thanks for tuning in to the Witcher Math channel, and I'll see you again next time. All right, all the best to you. Take care of yourselves out there. Bye.